Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see so many familiar faces and some new faces as well. We have three people. It looks like, no, two people are entering the waiting room. So once they get approved, we'll begin. Okay. I'm trying to move things around so I can see everything. Can everyone see the agenda for today or PowerPoint? Okay, good. All right. Well, as always, again, welcome. This is a roundtable hosted by the Sustainability Advisory Committee. It is April 19th. For most of us, that means that graduation is just around the corner. I think we have about 20 some days before our students pack up and leave and move on to other and better things as they graduate on that Saturday. And for those of us in Ohio, we're expecting 2 to 3 inches of snow by Wednesday. So happy Ohio. So looking excited for that. So I was hoping we wouldn't get any more snow, but it's still Ohio. So we're bound to get snow sometime. What I like to do now is go around and have each of us introduce ourselves. So let me put this on a format so I can see everybody. I'm going to have to pick on you first, Carol, because you're the first one in my Brady Bunch scheme.
In the family, in the Brady Bunch family.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Carol Benzer, and I work in residence life at Texas A&M University in Texas. My colleague Christiana is in the array as well. I don't often get to join you because this is a time that usually I have a conflict. So just checking in to wish everybody a happy Earth Month.
Thank you, Carol. It's good to see you. I love your background.
Thanks. Blue bonnets are the state flower of Texas. Oh. And of course, spring is wildflower season. And so one of our favorite times.
I see. That's beautiful. I'm sort of next. Jordan, you're sort of like in the middle, so I'll call you when we get to there. It seems odd. I'm Robin Gagno. I work at Baldwin Wallace University, just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And we're expecting, like I said, 2 to 3 inches of snow by Wednesday. So it's going to make life a little interesting for us. Josh, I have you next, so I'll just turn it over to you.
Fantastic. Hello, my name is Josh Ganna at University of Washington in Seattle, and I am the Facilities and Physical Environments Director on the ACUHO Executive Board and serve as the Executive Board Liaison for this committee.
Thank you, Josh. Lisa, I have you next. And again, you have a beautiful background as well.
It's one of the buildings at the University of Maryland. I feel like it's the chapel. I think that's what it is. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Alexander. My pronouns are she, her. I work at the University of Maryland in the Department of Resident Life as their sustainability coordinator.
Okay. All right. Next, I have you, Jordan.
Great. Hi, my name is Jordan Gatewood. I'm an architect with Mackie Mitchell Architects out of St. Louis.
Okay. Thank you. And then I have Robert Morton.
Hi, my name is Bob Morton, and I'm an associate director at Mississippi State University. Okay. This is my first time joining this group.
Okay, well, welcome, Robert.
Thank you.
I see you sort of have an accent. Do you hear that a lot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I'm from Wisconsin, and every once in a while people say, oh, you're from Wisconsin because you have an accent. Yeah. All right. Next, I have on my, I guess, list of how it's broken up, Katie Flowers.
Hi, Kate Flowers from the University of Washington. I have the pleasure of working with Josh. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the assistant director for custodial services. And I also do a lot with sustainability.
Okay, well, thank you, Kate. Next, I have Jenny Taylor.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jenny, and I work at UC Davis here in California. I'm the sustainability manager in housing and dining on campus.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny. And then I have Christina.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Christiana Bowles. I'm the Graduate Assistant and Sustainability Coordinator for the Department of Residence Life at Texas A&M, working with Carol.
Okay, thank you. And then I have Matt, is it Beach?
Correct, yes, Matt Beach. I'm with the University of Utah. I am the Associate Director of Facilities for Housing.
Okay. And then I have Joel Gaddy. Joel, you there?
It looks like he's still trying to connect to audio, Robin.
Okay.
So he might not be able to answer.
Okay. I wish I knew sign language. This might come in handy. Okay. Well, again, thank you, everyone. It's good to see so many faces and some new faces as well. Welcome to our monthly meeting. If you'd like to go through the agenda, again, first part is I borrowed this from Teresa, who is works with the Facilities and Operations Committee. It outlines, again, some of the information about being part of the community. And so it provides some great information on COVID as well. So again, information that we like to provide that comes from ACUOI. They've been very involved in making sure that our communities have information that are very practical for us to use. Okay. Next, again, we did our introductions already. One of the things I was going to ask you, and I forgot, sometimes I jump ahead of my schedule, is what is your favorite mascot? So I will start with Carol. What is your favorite mascot? It can be high school or college or professionals.
Unmute myself. My favorite mascot is Reveille. She is a collie mix, and she is the first lady of Texas A&M. She is has the highest rank in the Corps of Cadets and an esteemed life. If she goes to class with her handler and she barks, class is over. So she's my favorite.
Okay. I'll go next. I used to work at SIU Carbondale, and the mascot was a Saluki. And if you don't know what a Saluki is, it is Egyptian, sort of like a greyhound that used to be in the Egyptian courts in the early centuries. And it's a beautiful dog. So it's one of my favorites. I have Josh next in the corner.
Yeah, so I don't have any association with this school, but here in Washington, we have the Evergreen State College, and their mascot is the Gooey Ducks, which, if you're not familiar, is a sea creature that's Pacific Northwest regionally appropriate.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Lisa?
I am a very proud Nittany Lion. I went to Penn State, so I am kind of partial to that mascot in particular.
Thank you. Jordan?
I'm a University of Kansas graduate, so I have to say the Jayhawk.
Okay, thank you. Kate?
You know, I gotta go with Dubs here at the University of Washington. Dubs the Husky. My favorite part of the football game, because I'm not a huge football fan, but when Dubs runs across the stadium, I'm all in. I'm like, okay, and now I'm good. So love our Huskies.
That's great. Robert?
Sure. I worked 17 years at Georgia Tech, and I always enjoyed Buzz and the little shenanigans that he does throughout every time he's visible throughout the campus at any game. Anyway, so I always thought he was kind of fun.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Jenny?
I too am going to go with the Washington Huskies. I don't have affiliation with that campus, but I have 2 Huskies at home. So they're great dogs and I just love them.
That's great. Okay, Christina?
Well, since Carol took Reveille, I'll use that as an excuse for why I picked my alma mater, James Madison University. We have our Duke dog, which is a bulldog.
Okay. Thank you. Matt?
Yeah, you know, I don't know that I've ever really given this question a thought before, but I guess University of Utah, I'm going to have to go with Swoop.
And what is that?
It's a hawk.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, I think Joel's still trying to get on, so we will continue. Next, what do we have? Okay, all right. I don't see Teresa. She's the committee chair for facilities and operations, and Joel is also part of that committee. Typically, they have their meeting prior to us. They have it at 3 to 4, and we have ours 4 to 5. Our next conference call will be on the 19th, just as their conference call is also on the 19th. And again, theirs at 3 o'clock. You already met Josh. He's the facilities and physical environment director from ACUI. So we're always glad that he can partake because he doesn't just meet with our committee, but other committees as well. So thank you for being here, Josh. Next is ACUI is sponsoring some of the following webinars. So I just wanted to share that information with you. Josh forwarded that to me about a week ago. Again, some of these are not until, both of these are in June. And so there is the links to some of these. So if you're interested in partaking, again, ACUI is, again, a co-sponsor of these two events. So again, it's something for you to think about if you want to get involved. Josh, do you have any other comments you want to share in reference to those two upcoming events or webinars that are being sponsored by ACUI?
Yeah, these are in partnership with a group called the Higher Education Association Sustainability Consortium, which reflects 9 or 10 different professional associations like ACUI, APA is part of it, a variety of different subject matter domains that come together through ASHE and are working on some additional programming. So I think we're going to see more and more of these to come, but it's a chance to really take advantage of expertise that sits outside of ACUI, but get the benefit of it.
Thanks, Josh. What I'd like to do is next go back to this slide. I'm sorry I skipped it. But again, that's my information. And I am pleased to announce that we have a new committee chair that will start during the summer. Lisa has taken on this role. Like she had mentioned, she's the coordinator of sustainability at University of Maryland. So again, thank you, Lisa, for doing that. I had a chance to review her resume and we have a chance to talk off and on for the last few years and her involvement in some of the things she's written in the newsletters. So I'm looking forward to being just a participant and learning from all of you as well. So again, thank you, Lisa, for doing that. I don't want to put it on her spot because she'll have an opportunity to do that when she takes over. So thank you for doing that. Next, I have information about Keep America Beautiful. They have a webinar coming up on Thursday, April 29th. It's Reduce and Reuse Innovation and Market-Based Solutions. Again, it seems like there is a lot of webinars that have are coming up in reference to some of the programs that may interest you or may interest some people or colleagues at your university. Okay. Next is, again, College and University Recycling Coalition. They have a webinar on June 17th, Safety and Sustainability Reused Dining Services in COVID-19. So again, more information for you to share with your colleagues. All right. Next, I have our Sustainably Seen, our newsletter. I had to extend the deadline again to April 30th. We've only have 3 articles and I'd like to try to get at least one more article. So again, there's no pressure on any of you, but if any of you have or would be interested in writing an article, again, they're typically between 300 and 500 words. So they're not something that is long and drawn out, but it's articles that are focused on sustainability and green practices, anything that you would be interested in. For example, I think I read an article, and I can't remember who shared it with me, but I think it was either Alexandra, excuse me, oh, it was Lisa, I think about souls for, what is it called?
Souls for Souls, Robin.
Yeah, Souls for Souls, yes. I have to write that down. But I contacted them, and it's a program that's going to be in our newsletter. But I did, based on reading the article, I connected with them, and so they sent me their boxes, and so we will be doing that here at BW at the end of the semester. So we can talk a little more about that when we get to our discussion item. So again, thank you for that. Next I have, again, it's this month is Earth Month, and on Thursday is Earth Day. And so I'm proud to be from Wisconsin because Earth Day was generated by, I think, the governor of Wisconsin during that time. So yay, Wisconsin. But again, it is on this week. Some of the things that, and again, we talked a little about this at our last meeting, but some of the things that we're doing hikes through the Metro Park today. So they're breaking up into different groups, and they have 1 mile and 2 mile hikes through the Metro Parks. And the nice thing about Baldwin Wallace is that we're situated right on the Metro Park, so we can go either north or south from the Metro Parks from a centralized location. We have campus cleanup, which is scheduled for this Thursday. Students have an opportunity to sign up to clean campus and the surrounding communities, and we're providing t-shirts for them, which they'll probably need because it might be in the 40s or 30s on this Thursday. And then we have a concert that we're putting on. And so hopefully we can be able to do that with the weather, depending on how cold it gets. And then tomorrow they have a scavenger hunt across campus, and the winning teams get ice cream from Mitchell. So again, that's one of the ice creams that our students are really enjoy going to. And then we also have kayaking, and they have hammocks at Coal Lake, which is probably just a quarter-mile walk from the university. But after talking with Lisa, who coordinates the kayaking, the water is a little too cold. They may have to cancel that tomorrow because the water has to be a certain temperature before they can allow students to kayak. Those are some of the programs that we're offering. Does somebody want to highlight some of the programs that are happening on their campus? All right. Well, next we'll go into end of the year programs. Some of the programs, again, this is what I mentioned earlier, Souls for Soul. Do you want to talk a little about that program? Because it's a new program and it's going to be in the newsletter, but it's a program that won't come out for another couple weeks. I mean, the newsletter won't come out for another couple weeks.
Yeah, sure thing, Robin. So Souls for Souls is a nonprofit that's partnered with Zappos, and they can collect clothing, but their main focus is to collect gently worn shoes. Any kind of shoes, heels, flip-flops, sneakers, paired shoes, or if you have like a random shoe that you don't know where its buddy is in the back of your closet, you can donate that as well. They give you collection boxes. I think I have 5. Yep, they're that lovely like orange-red color. And they're just made out of cardboard, so they're really lightweight and easy to move around. But you set them up, advertise, encourage your campus members to donate any of their shoes. And then you get a free label by going to the Souls for Souls website. So they pay for the shipping costs as long as it's under 50 pounds per box. It gets sent off to Souls for Souls. They go through all of the shoes and make sure they're up to their quality standards. If the shoes are not up to their quality standards, they are responsibly recycled for the different components of the shoe, whether that's leather or what have you. Any other shoes that do meet their standards are either given out in the community to those in need. So one of their specific programs is if you collect 10,000 pairs of shoes, they will partner with a nonprofit in your community to give out shoes to people in need within your community. Or you can just do a larger campaign, which actually helps ship shoes off to developing countries and create micro enterprises, so small businesses for people, especially women, so they can become financially independent.
Well, the one thing I also like about it, it also reduces the amount of clothing that sometimes goes into the dumpsters that end up in landfills. So again, I always try to provide programs that can prevent those types of things from happening. So I'm looking forward to see how we do this year. We also do Better Books. I'm not sure if any of you have done Better Books, but it's our way of collecting old textbooks or books that our bookstore will not purchase back from our students. And again, we collect those and work with them to have them picked up. And again, they cover the cost for FedEx to pick them up and take them to a location. And then the books are used for, again, some of them are sold back and some of those are donated to third world countries. And that has been a good program for us over the last couple of years. Last year we collected books, but because of COVID, we weren't able to send those out. So I'm trying to connect with them right now to see if they'll be collecting books this upcoming year. Has anyone done Leave It Behind before? And do they know if they're collecting them this year? Okay. One of my projects today was to touch base with them, but I broke a filling off my tooth, so I spent the morning at the dentist office. So it wasn't the most exciting way to spend the day, but at least I can make it through the day without my tooth giving me problems. A lot of schools, again, do programs like Leave It Behind. Again, I'm working with a number of our, what I call organizations, again, different organizations. Some are fraternity and some are sorority and some are just care programs that collect different things at the end of the year. Most of the stuff we collect is gentle use clothing. Again, some of that is taken to either the women's shelter or men's shelter in our area in downtown Cleveland. We also collect blankets and towels. Some of the blankets and towels are used, again, at different shelters. The more stained and not more appropriate ones end up in animal shelters. Some of the t-shirts that we collect that are not in the best of shape, we use those and give those to different organizations so they can make dog toys for the Humane Society. The food is collected. Again, most of it's canned food. We have a number of different, I think 5 different programs in our area that collect canned foods and other types of foods, and those are distributed as well. And students also have the opportunity to give up a meal the last couple of weeks of school, and that meal money is generated and give to local food banks as well. So they only do it like the last 2 weeks when students have a little more money that they haven't spent. School books and school supplies are also collected. Again, those are given to, we have Laura's House, which is just outside of Cleveland, and it's a place where women who are in domestic situations or bad domestic situations, they are housed for free. And then we provide school supplies for the children there as well. So those are some of the programs that we're currently working on. Does somebody want to share some of their programs that they're doing at their universities that happened at the end of the year?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Here at the University of Washington, Seattle, we do SCRAM. We call it Student Cleanup and Move Out. And so we actually usually partner with Northwest Center, which is a major vendor in the area for kind of like Goodwill for use things. It's pretty interesting this year because they aren't able to support us as much as possible. So we have a great partner on campus, the office that coordinates our trash and recycling pickups. We usually partner with them, and we're also then trying to get pay for folks from our moving services department, but we're going to have to kind of move items from halls to a central area and get them organized so they can do less pickups. So we're really committed to this. So it's going to be kind of an operational jigsaw, but we're excited because we're still expecting quite a bit, and we take most items as well as furniture. The new program that we're trying to start up this year, and so it's going to be a bit of a test in one hall, is a linen program. We have a young woman in our office who's amazing, Brooke Bradford, who is really interested in trying to reuse linens for new students coming in. So we're going to try it in one hall and allow students to donate their pillowcases, flat sheets, fitted sheets, and towels. And then we're going to launder them through our conference vendor, laundry vendor in the summer. and then put a call out to new incoming residents to see who would like a linen packet in the fall of reused items and cleaned items. So we're going to see how that works. And we're really excited about that. We're going to do it small scale in case we get thousands of sheets. So we're going to try for just like a couple of hundred, but we're super psyched for that to see how it goes.
Okay. I see a potential article in there.
Potential, yes.
Thank you, Kate, for sharing. Any other programs that you'd like to share or highlight at your institution that any one of us could borrow?
I can go again, Robin. So we host 2 major campaigns at Move Out, the first of which is our Donate, Don't Dump program. I think this is pretty similar as to what other institutions have, where you partner with a local entity. Typically, we do Goodwill, and then of course they assist us by providing 4 collection locations in what we call our residential neighborhoods across campus, so where our residence halls or apartments are clustered. This year is a little bit different. They have changed a lot of their structuring. So typically the bins that we used to receive from them to use during Donate, Don't Dump have been sold and gotten rid of, which we weren't anticipating. And they're not able to help us with staff and make sure the locations, especially like the trailer or things that could pose a risk management issue, make sure they're up and running. So we're actually exploring adding on another partner with the Salvation Army for this year, and then looking forward to expanding even further in the coming years to add on our local nonprofits like the Twin City Missions or our Scotty's House Child Advocacy Center. So that's one of our biggest programs that's been very successful. We've done that for over 2 decades, as far as I know. Carol, correct me if I'm wrong. But we also have the Grocery Give and Grab program, also called G3, that we started in the spring of 2019. And what this is to help kind of address food insecurity among students. There was a survey that came out that indicated that more students than we had anticipated face food insecurity, whether chronically or just in the short term throughout different parts of the year. So what we do is we place 4 collection bins. Actually, it's more like 7 because we put them in some study spaces for a shorter period of time. But we encourage all of our residents as they're moving out, mom and dad came and got them like 10 packs of Kraft mac and cheese they didn't eat, right? So they don't want to take it home, but they don't want to throw it away. They can put it in these bins as long as they're unopened, unexpired, and they're non-perishable. So no like bananas or any kind of fruit and things like that. And then other residents, we encourage them through social media, word of mouth, email, that if they're out of meal swipes or they're just a little more hungry that day because they've been using all their brain power for studying for finals, to just take a peek in the bins, see if there's anything they want, and just take it out, no questions asked. Because I'm sure a lot of you are aware of food insecurity brings up a lot of negative emotions, shame, embarrassment, things like that. So we feel that by not having them fill out a whole bunch of paperwork or saying like, hey, can I take food out of here? It just encourages them more to meet their needs when they're already working so hard for finals. And then all the food afterwards is taken to the Brazos Valley Food Bank. So none of the food gets wasted. It's given back to the community some way. And we've given over 550 pounds of food back in just 2 short years.
That's wonderful. We end up with a lot of ramen noodles. They seem to be the thing that students save or parents buy. And then at the end of the year, I think we get a lot of them left over that we give away. Okay. All right. Any other programs that you would like to highlight? Again, these are great programs. I see your lips moving, Lisa, but I don't hear anything. All right. Next is, again, one of the programs that we do is one of the things that we run into is signage. And so again, there's some information that we typically use to, when we update our signage in the residence halls for Recyclemania, that's what we typically use. So it's a great resource and they've been very helpful to us as well. May 17th is the last meeting that I will be hosting as committee chair. Well, I take that back. The one in June will be the last meeting. I still oversee the one in May 17th. If you have any suggestions for things that we can talk about, please email me. Again, It's a great way to share information. Again, if you like copies of the newsletters that you haven't gotten, again, there's a link, but I can also send them to you as well. Sometimes it's easier to get them from me versus going on the Yakuai website. Are there any topics that you'd like for us to put on the agenda for next month? All right. If there's no any additional agenda items, or again, thank you again for sharing information about your end of the year programs. Hopefully we'll get one more article in, and then we can get the newsletter out sent to everybody. Thank you again for listening and again sharing. I hope you all have a wonderful month, and as you prepare for closing, best of luck with that. I know we're going with express checkout, very similar to what we did last year. Okay. Someone's happy that we're closing, so great to hear that. And best of luck to all of you, and be safe. Make sure you get your shots. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. Nice to meet you.
Come back, as they say.
You betcha.
Take care.